Hello everyone, welcome to Animezilia. Now then, let's talk about Astra Lost in Space, episode 6. So then, this episode is entitled Secrets. And what an amazing title it is for this episode, because a lot of secrets are revealed. Now then, as we know, Luca has Luca at gunpoint by the end of last week's episode. But why is that, I wonder? Well, we have this great flashback showcasing Luca's past, and in this flashback, he seems to be very sad and down, as he's not had the peachiest of childhoods, so to speak. It turns out that this family don't really want him around. They ignored him and neglected him every chance that they got. He felt like an outcast, except when it came to his brother. His brother was the only one who treated him like a normal person. And Luca, he was happy when he spent time with his brother. But what does all this have to do with Luca? Well, Ulgar's brother was a freelance reporter, journalist, if you will, that went after high-profile politicians in order to uncover some secrets and expose them publicly. Unfortunately, after going after Marco Espolda, Luca's father, Ulgar's brother committed suicide. Well, that's what the police stated anyway. But like Ulgar said, would someone who's just bought their little brother a present commit such an act? No. So something's really not right here. And this is where the revenge is lit within Ulgar, and his desire to kill Marco grows as he hones his sharp shooting skills. And this whole flashback with him was brilliant. The relationship between Ulgar and his brother was great. To Ulgar, his life was a misery. And it was changed for the better as he felt like a door had finally opened, giving his life a goal to go towards. That is basically to turn out like his brother. He looked up to his brother and aspired to be like him. So then, the big reveal. What was the big reveal in this episode was the fact that Luca is in fact intergender. He's not fully a male, nor is he fully a female. This is the reason as to why killing Luca would not sadden Marco, his father, therefore making Ulgar's attempts to killing him pointless. It's basically stated that the Espolda family always hands their power and authority down to their next heir, which is obviously a man. And this wouldn't be the case if you think that Marco would give his power and influence to Luca because of Luca's intertransgender. Plus, he's not his fully biological son. That's right. As stated by Luca, he is, or she is, however you want to refer to him, but I'm going to refer to him as a he because that's what he wants to go by and that's what he's listed as. Just like Funi, Luca too is adopted. Adopted, not adopted. Yeah, anyway. So, this raises a bunch of questions in Carnata's mind, and he's there thinking, hold on. Is there a connection? And obviously, that's it. The whole opening scene and the backstory within this episode that we started off episode 6 with was fantastic. A lot of emotion was thrown around, whether that came from Ares, Ulgar, or Luca. And for two things that helped greatly with that was in fact the music. The music was quite calm and yet dramatic and saddening at the same time, as we have Ares tearing up, we have Ulgar basically tearing up because he's getting emotional and angry and he's reminded of his brother and is all coming back to him. You know, Ulgar is a character that's been deeply scarred by the effects that Marco has caused on his family. And that emotion came through in volume in this episode, and it was fantastic. And lastly, the voice acting. These two things combined were absolutely amazing, and they really helped this scene come to life and have more of a dramatic feel to it. I really did appreciate the work that went into it. It was fantastic. But the big problem occurs as the sea turns into a big tsunami after the island experiences an earthquake. This drags Ulgar and Luca out into the sea. And what I really did like about this was the fact that although the tsunami was basically trying to engulf everyone, and the fact that Ulgar just tried to kill Luca, Ulgar tries to save him by grabbing his arm and running with him, and then pushing him, almost throwing him onto the platform. This mixed with the fact that he states to Luca, while they're both stranded out into the sea and the current's pushing them away, he states that he doesn't want to add any more people to the list that Kanata has of the people that he could not save. So he lets go. Now, all of this helps to show us as the viewer that Ulgar's character is in fact kind and just misunderstood. He comes off as this edgy kind of character that wants to be a lone wolf, doesn't think he has any comrades or anything like that, doesn't open up, but instead he's just had a poor childhood and, it's affected him the wrong way. But deep down, he is a kind and caring person. However, Kanata jumps in and saves the day with a bit of comedy by soaring down into the sea and rescuing the two characters. Overall, this episode up to this point has been brilliant. They have changed some of the dialogue from the manga. For example, when Kanata saves the two, Luca refers to Kanata as being hot instead of saying, wow, he's cool. Obviously in the manga, that's where he says he's hot to, but, those changes aren't that dramatic. It doesn't actually affect the story that much. It just might hinder the characters in terms of their personalities slightly. Only slightly, though. And although I love the way that the anime has done this whole fiasco, I have to admit, I do like the manga version a bit more. I just feel the manga had more weight and impact behind it, but that's just my personal opinion. Nevertheless, this opening sequence from this episode was nothing to be upset about. Enough of that, let's talk about Charles. In this episode, after showing us that Ulgar and Luca and the rest of the crew are now all on good terms, Ulgar seems to be a bit more friendly towards the crew, which is great. And a lot of teasing goes on between Ulgar and Luca. Now that Luca's revealed his secret, he's being a bit more teasing, especially towards Ulgar himself and the rest of the crew. They all seem to treat Luca the same as ever. So that's really nice. They don't actually shun him out or kind of see him differently. They just know him for who he is, and they don't really care about his secret being revealed. And the crew are left still wondering, what is the connection that everyone on the Astra and the people trying to kill them off would be? As we now have a new lead in the fact that Marco killed Ulgar's brother for a big reason. What that reason is, who knows? We don't yet. Unless, again, you've read the manga. But try not to spoil it for people. However, they did come to the understanding that Marco would have had to have kept a big secret that would have been big enough to warrant killing Ulgar's brother. Because, something like finance scandals or something like that wouldn't be worth killing someone over. So this secret that Marco is holding is certainly a big one. But this episode ends with you wanting to think that something is up with Charles' character, as he makes a big oopsie, stating that he studied biology within the school that they all attend. and that he was in the same class as Ares. But hold on, Ares doesn't remember that, as she would normally, because given her photographic memory, she makes it a point to remember everybody in the classroom, and Charles isn't one of them. And the look on Charles's face was something else. All in all, this episode was fantastic, and does one of my favourite scenes from the manga justice. The animation was fantastic throughout, like it has been throughout this entire series. The music, again, like I've already stated, was absolutely perfect. The way the story is progressing is at a nice pace and it's not too fast, which I really do like. And the expressions, emotions, everything else from voice acting to scripting to music all just blends together to make a really nice episode. Honestly speaking, I would probably go ahead and say that this is one of my favourite episodes from the Astra Lost in Space anime series thus far. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say in regards to the episode itself. But other than that, I'm going to end it off, this review right here. If you've enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button. Hey, subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me. And until next time, I hope you all have an amazing day. And, well, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.